Hi, Tom Norton here. Welcome again to English Trainer for Pros, a conference interpreter's best effort at helping you professionalize your English. In the last video, we began talking about how to explore orbit words. We're going to continue with that right now. Here goes. I want to begin by showing you a website that I love when it comes to pronunciation. If I have a pronunciation challenge, this is where I go. Forvo.com. Forvo handles an enormous number of languages. Just take a look here at some of them. I'm just going to scroll slowly through so you can see. As we get further and further down, we have languages with fewer and fewer pronunciations. In fact, there are some languages I've never even heard of. But the languages that have the most pronunciations are our languages that are most common here. Of course, our interest is English, and so we're going to go to the English page, English Pronunciation Dictionary. The word we are looking for here in this little routine we're going through is showcase. If I type in showcase, a couple of things show up. First of all, I want to point out, and let me get my headphones, my earbuds in. You never, ever, ever want to listen to a pronunciation without repeating the pronunciation aloud. You never want to do it. If you go to the effort to go to a website to listen to how a word is pronounced, then it is a rule. It is a law. You must repeat the pronunciation you hear 3 to 5 times. All right? That's a deal between you and me. We have that? Shake on it. Okay. So if I'm in Forvo, there are 2 things I want to point out. I can go and click right here on this little arrow symbol, and I will hear a pronunciation.
Showcase.
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 Showcase. Remember, I told you to imitate it exactly as you hear it. And of course, in this case, it is a woman's voice, and I'm imitating that, mimicking it. But the reason I mimic it is because it's important to communicate to our brains that I want to say what I hear. I want what I say to align as closely as possible with what I'm hearing.
Showcase.
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 Showcase. Now that's if I click on that arrow. But if I click on the blue word itself, I'm shown 2 different pronunciations. One, I know it's a female, and this one down here, it's a male from the United Kingdom. Sometimes you will look up a word and there might be 5 male North American pronunciations, 3 female North American pronunciations, 4 UK British pronunciations, 2 by males and 2 by females. There can be sometimes many, many offerings, and I listen to every one of them and I repeat every one of them so that I never forget how to pronounce this word. So here we are again. Now that I've broken it down, we see there are 2 different options. Let's play this one.
Showcase.
Showcase. And then this one.
Showcase.
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 Showcase. Now, something else I get is phrases. Showcase used in a sentence.
They used the convention to showcase the company's new products.
And what I recommend here is that you repeat the entire sentence. Follow along, shadow what the speaker is saying.
They used the convention to showcase the company's new products.
Medicine Hat was designed to showcase Canada's Aboriginal heritage. Medicine Hat was designed to showcase Canada's Aboriginal heritage.
Now, you notice that recording is not a very good recording. The quality of the recording is not good. The reading is fine. The pronunciation is fine. The quality of the recording is not good. So on those, you can quickly toss those out because they're not very helpful. And that's Forvo. And you can do, let's find a word that is not so easy to pronounce. How about this word here? Now, again, I can click on the arrow and hear one pronunciation.
breadth, breadth, breadth,
Okay, breadth, breadth, breadth. Or I can click on the word itself and I will see I have a male from the United States, a female from the United States, male from Canada, female from United States. Okay, so let's try them all.
breadth,
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 breadth. The word breadth goes with the word broad. The word width goes with the word wide. Okay, so how wide something is its width. How broad something is its breadth. Not to be confused with breath, which is when I breathe, right? Breath. I take a breath of air. So this is where Forvo can be a powerful tool for pronunciation purposes. I wanted to show you that one. Another site that I want to show you, which can be very useful when you're trying to understand more in greater depth the meaning of a word in English and how it is used in English, is dictionary.com. So we'll type in showcase here. And we can see that it's a noun. And under noun, the first definition we get is that one we saw in the Google images that we searched in the last video, remember? A glass case for the display and protection of articles in shops, museums, etc. The second definition, an exhibit or display, usually of an ideal or representative model of something. That's also used as a verb, to exhibit or display, to present in or as if in an entertainment showcase. And here it gives us a sentence, which we always read aloud. Remember? The bar showcases young jazz pianists. Or there's another definition there, to show to best advantage. The part minimizes her acting ability and showcases her singing. And it can even be used as an adjective, prominently or proudly regarded or presented, as in a showcase city. Now, dictionary.com also offers me a direct link to another fantastic website that I actually use more than I use dictionary.com, and that is thesaurus.com. And thesaurus.com will give us, if I type in showcase, a wide range of potential synonyms. In fact, there are so many that it asks you, do you mean showcase as in a trial? That could be an effort, an examination, an experiment, an investigation, a probation, a struggle, testing. The bright orange ones are the ones that most closely serve as a synonym of showcase. The lighter orange ones are less precise, and the really light orange, almost yellow ones can be far removed from the actual meaning of showcase, but they give you all of those options. But we're really talking about showcase as in display. And so here we have to showcase would be, oh, looky here. I can click on this icon.
Showcase.
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 Showcase. Always repeat it 3 to 5 times. But here we have other options for the word showcase. Advertise, to boast. To boast means to very proudly brag about our product. To demonstrate, to disclose, to emblazon, to exhibit, to expose, to feature. I'm going to feature something at our conference so that people can see. We're going to feature our new product. That means we're going to showcase our new product. So this is a great way to get an idea of a wide range of words that have a similar meaning. As exhibit, advertise, demonstrate, display, to events, to express. If I go further down, I can find even more words related to showcase. I can see the antonyms, or words that mean the opposite of showcase. Now, these types of sources are not the sources you go to for that quick, immediate confidence you need in meaning, pronunciation, and use. These are sources you might go to if you're crafting an email, or if you're crafting a report and you're tired of using the same word over and over, and you want to find a synonym that says the same thing but coming at it from a different angle and that has maybe a little different flair to it. So these are great websites. And then last, I want to show you yourdictionary.com, because here you can type in the word showcase and it will show you examples of sentences. So you have examples of sentences. Now, this is a great place to come and read aloud for 3 to 5 minutes a day, just to wake up your brain to mouth connection, that little connection that's so important in accustoming ourselves to speaking English, to moving our mouth around and making all those sounds that English requires of us. I always say it's not enough when you go to read aloud. Sometimes people will read like this. It's sexy because you can see what's upstairs, but it's not so sure that you can see it. That's not reading aloud. Reading aloud it's sexy because you can see through it just a little. But it's not so sheer that you can see everything, leaving nothing to the imagination once the clothes come off. But what's underneath is still on and working to showcase your curves. That is what I mean when I say read aloud. Read it with energy. Read it as if you are reading to a 90-year-old person whose hearing is bad, or you're reading it to a 6-year-old child and you want them to understand it when you read it. That wakes up your brain, it wakes up your mouth, and it allows you to see how showcase is used in a sentence. Okay, now there's one last step I want to show you before we end this video, and that is what we do with this information we have gathered in these visits we've made to Lingui, Word Reference, Google, Forvo, dictionary.com, and yourdictionary.com. What do we do with this information? So we're back now to our Excel sheet or our word table. But look at this right-hand column. I have gone and done the little exercise that I just showed you of visiting Lingui.com, Word Reference, Google, Forvo, dictionary.com, and yourdictionary.com. And out of those, I found a number of equivalents, I found some synonyms, and I found some definitions, little things that will help me forever remember the meaning of the word that's over here in the left-hand column. It's important now, after you've done this process, to take a little time and update your Excel sheet or your word table. In the next video, I'm going to show you what to do with the information that you have now entered into the Excel sheet and the Word document. This is going to be fun. I'll see you soon.